Yeah.
The town office.
Thank you. Why is that?
No, same.
Speaking of, I gotta kill my phone.
All right, good to go? All righty. Good evening, everyone. It is 6:01. This is the Parsonsfield Planning Board. I'm Desiree, I'm the chair, Roger, the vice chair, Harvey, Jim, John, Jim, Dan, and Stan. We actually have the full board tonight. Welcome back, Jim. Good to see you. All right. So first we have public hearing, site plan review application, Mercy Chapel applicant, Nicoletta Sanborn owner, map U04 lot 1562 Federal Road, place of worship. Do we have somebody from the church here? Right there. And your name, please?
Peter.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Is there anything you'd like to say before we open up for questions?
I don't believe so, no.
Perfect. All right. Any questions regarding Mercy Chapel? Oh, you guys are going to do it again? I like it. Are you sure? Once, twice, thrice. Any questions about Mercy Chapel? All right, we'll close the Mercy Chapel public hearing at 6:02 p.m. Nice.
We're supposed to vote on that.
All right, number 3, public hearing, site plan review application, Alexander Crimmins applicant, Ospey Ridge owner, map U04 lot 4, 20 Federal Road, food and beverage location. Mr. Crimmins, do you have anything you would like to say before we open the floor to questions?
You guys, these guys?
Anybody?
To us that they can respond to.
Least path of resistance to start cooking pizza.
All right. All right, any questions about this application? No way. Oh, there we go.
I was gonna say, no, this couldn't be
Come
that easy.
Your name, sir, and
Yeah, my name is Ben Ford. I am an attorney for HEG 27 Federal Road, which is the convenience store right up the road.
Yep.
From this location.
We did receive your letter.
Thank you very much. I did notice that the applicant had put some additional drawings in the record. I just asked that those be made available.
Yep.
I did want to also just ask that whether or not any additional parking information, parking analysis or traffic analysis was going to be made available for this application.
I don't think we've thought about it too much, but we can definitely discuss it.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's all I have in terms of questions.
Perfect.
Who are you?
I'm with I represent the company that owns the convenience store right up the road from this.
Which name, is that Haffords?
No, it's Village Variety.
Or Village Variety, it's owned by
Haffords.
Haffords,
Yes,
no.
that's correct.
Okay.
My name is Ben Ford, in case you didn't hear.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I read your letter.
Okay.
All right. And I didn't say this on the first one, but I hope it's understood. Once we close the public hearing, there are no more questions from the public. The board deliberates and that's it. So I'll ask again, any other question? Yes, Jen?
What kind of permission have you gotten from Saco River Corridor?
We have their letter of approval. We did that first.
Yep, we have the letter from Saco River. Yep, approving. Good question, no, thank you, John. Anything else?
Madam Chair, may I just ask one more question?
Of course.
Will we be able to submit further comment once we have a chance to see the plans? Not live in a meeting, but just.
Yep, you can always submit questions. They'll usually come up as correspondence. Again, where this is the public hearing, this is your chance to ask or look at what was submitted. Right, I know that doesn't really help you right now. But yes, we will take any questions or comments. And like I said, they'll be as correspondence for the next meeting. Okay. All right.
I have a comment.
Sir,
I just said, I'd like to
Sir,
just say.
your name, please.
Oh, excuse me, my name is Kim Burnell, from Parsonsfield. I just would like to say that I would like to see another nice business come into this town and this community where we can get some food on the counter, and just another place of business. It's a good thing for the community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Once, twice. I saw the wheels turn over here. Once, twice. All right, we'll close this public hearing at 6:06. Thank you guys for making this an easy night so far. All right, for correspondence, let's see. I think we already have this, but we do have the letter from Saco River Corridor for Ospey Ridge for 20 Federal Road. We have the letter from Mr. Ford, and we did just get plans tonight from Mr. Crimmins. I believe that's everything that's come in.
I think so.
We did get notes from the site walk, so I'll just mention them here.
I think
And
we got this too, didn't we, for the
um,
chapel, or did we already have
I
that?
think we already had that.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks familiar. And just as a note, we're going to discuss it later in the meeting. I did attend the budget committee meeting on Monday with Harvey, so we have some stuff to discuss on that. All right, review of minutes, June 17, 2026. Let's review the minutes.
Yep.
Does anybody want to make a motion to approve them?
I make a motion, we approve them as they are.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, back to old business, site plan review application, Mercy Chapel applicant, Nicholas Sanborn owner, map U04, lot 15, 62 Federal Road, place of worship. So, I believe last time we needed from you the butters, the AGL, and the driveways, which I believe we received all of them within a couple days. So knowing that we received those, would the board agree that the application is now complete?
I would.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that the application is complete.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Perfect. All right, now into the nitty gritty. All right, so criteria for approval. Where am I gonna go? There it is. The aesthetics, cultural, natural values. So I'm on page 119 of the ordinance. For anybody that wants to follow along.
Let me do this.
Yeah,
I'm
you
19.
bought it, you might still use it.
Why not? Might as well, right?
All right, so do we want to go down through all of them, talk about them all, and make a motion at the end, or do we want to make a motion on each of the criteria as we go?
Make a motion at the end.
Okay. So, again, I'm on page 119. This is section 6, criteria for review and approval of site plans and subdivisions. Item A is aesthetic, cultural, and natural values. The proposed activity will not have an undue adverse effect on the scenic or natural beauty of the area. Aesthetics, historic districts, significant wildlife habitat identified by the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife or the municipality, or rare and irreplaceable natural areas, or any public rights of physical and visual access to the shoreline.
It will not.
Will not? All right. B, conformity with ordinances and plans. Does it conform with this ordinance, other duly adopted ordinances, including subdivision regulations and the Parsonsville Comprehensive Plan?
I believe it does, but we have a board here that can speak.
I'll keep going unless I hear,
Unless somebody says something negative or.
right, unless I hear a question, I'll keep going. C, erosion. The proposed activity will not cause unreasonable soil erosion or a reduction in the land's capacity to hold water so that a dangerous or unhealthy condition results.
It should be good there.
D, financial burden on town. The proposed activity will not cause an unreasonable financial burden on the town for provision of public services and facilities.
I don't believe so.
Financial and technical ability, financial capacity. The applicant has adequate financial resources to construct the proposed improvements. There really are none.
Right.
When the applicant proposes to construct the building, that doesn't matter. Well, yeah, we don't, so financial capacity doesn't apply. Technical ability, planning board shall consider the applicant's previous experience and training of the applicant's consults. That doesn't matter. Or not that it doesn't matter, it doesn't apply. Flood areas, this is not in the flood zone. Freshwater wetlands, there are no wetlands that I know.
Nope.
Groundwater, proposed activity must not alone or in conjunction with existing activities adversely affect the quality or quantity of groundwater.
Does not. It's on town water.
Right. Municipal solid waste.
That's town as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, municipal solid waste is Mellons, so it's another
Yep.
unit. Municipal public water supply, it will not cause unreasonable burden on the existing public water supply. I don't think it will. Neighborhood compatibility, it's already,
Existing for
Existing.
100 years or more.
the proposed activity ensures safe and healthful conditions within the neighborhood, and it will minimize any detrimental effects on the value of adjacent properties. Pollution,
I would-
it will not result in underwater air pollution, I believe that's true. River, stream, or brook, there are no river, streams, and brooks that you guys saw, correct?
Not right, definitely on the property, no?
Sewage disposal, there is a septic system, I assume,
There is.
Yes.
perfect. Stormwater, again, I don't believe management there. Sufficient water,
Yep.
again, on town water. Traffic, proposed will not cause unreasonable burdens on public streets or roads, either existing or proposed. I guess a question there, I believe it was kind of implied you guys are kind of small to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do grow and you expand so that you can't be contained within that parking lot, do you have a plan for parking moving forward?
If we can't contain any more
Correct.
parking, so, the plan would be to go to, say, 2 services on a Sunday. So
Okay.
like a 9 o'clock and then an 11 o'clock, kind of split up the service times.
And he did say something about extending the parking lot further on the lawn area.
Yeah, there is more, I think there's like
Yeah, I remember, yeah,
beyond.
I remember you said if it was necessary,
Yeah.
if it got to that point.
Have you estimated the amount of parking that will be added by the addition to the lot?
Yeah, so right now on the paved area, you can get about 20 spots.
Mhm.
And if you go by, I just did a quick Google search of what a typical parking space is. You can probably get another 30 spots or so.
More than,
Parking the same way just across that area where the parking is right now. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
Cool. That's the end of section 6, so do I have a motion that they meet the criteria?
I make a motion that they meet the criteria.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All right. Are we content to make a decision, approve with conditions, or deny?
There are building conditions that we're
Yes.
aware of as far as the egress from the chapel, or from the stage
Okay.
Yeah.
chapel.
Yeah.
After, as you can see in the site plan notes, I looked at the ADA requirements, and it seems like most of that is met, except the bathroom door would
So-
need to be replaced to swing outside.
I did do some research, and I also spoke to a code enforcement officer in another town. I think the clear opening's 32.
Right, for the doorway,
It swings in, you got it. swings
yeah,
out.
So it's gonna swing out into the hallway?
you're correct, that the clear opening for the doorway is 32, I
Yeah.
confirmed that as well.
Okay.
ADA, but it needs 60 inches of turnaround space inside the bathroom. And so when the doors open, that does prevent
Yeah.
any potential for turnaround space. So
Sure.
it may be that that door just needs to be flipped to an
Okay.
outside swing.
Okay,
To be confirmed by Norm. Norm's the authority on it.
I got a list made up of requirements you're gonna have done. So once I get it dressed up a little bit, I'll give them that list.
Great. That's, yeah, he's the authority on that.
yep, cool.
Additions of Norm's list.
Right. Yeah, so in your note here, so the notes from the sidewalk, so the emergency light, smoke detectors, and wheelchair accessibility signs
Yeah.
is the other thing that pops out at me. So I guess the follow-up question to that is, when do you plan to have your first service there?
I'm hoping mid-August, but it
Mid-August.
just depends on
Yeah, so-
when we get everything done.
So about a month, which is,
Roughly.
should be plenty of time to get stuff done.
Yeah,
So yeah, do you want to make that the condition that he needs to work with the code enforcement officer, and on the code enforcement officer's list prior to the first service?
I think that's a fair condition. Yeah.
Okay. So, CEO.
We need to attach that list to,
I would,
I'll get a copy to you.
yeah, if you could get that to us by the end of the week, so we could include that with his approval letter. This week. This week. So it's fresh. So it's fresh. If we could have that by the end of this week, so we can get his approval letter, CEO lists,
More work.
complete prior to first service. Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Whatever is on his list, if you could have it complete and have him look at it before you have the first service.
Yep.
Is that it? Is there anything else?
Not that I can think of.
That's about it.
So a motion to approve with the condition that the CEO's list of improvements be complete prior to the first service held at the Mercy Chapel.
I'll make a motion to approve with that condition.
Okay?
Second it.
So technically, Dan, I don't think can.
Right.
So, because you're still an alternate,
Yeah.
Dan. So Roger, you
I
want to
make
make
a
the?
motion to approve it under conditions.
All right.
No one's gonna stay.
Perfect. And second,
second.
all in favor? Perfect. All set?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So much. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you do well.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. That sounded a lot better than what I wrote down.
Yeah. How it changes, huh? Get to thinking about it more.
Right, cool. They're good to go. All right. Next. There it is.
That's what I was looking.
Site plan review application, Alexander Crimmins applicant, Ospey Ridge owner, and map U04 lot 4, 20 Federal Road, food and beverage location. All righty, so we did approve this application as complete at the last meeting.
Yep.
Um,
Tree probably. Which technically it wasn't, but.
so we're kind of at the same spot.
Yeah.
I don't really want to read down through all of the extra words on the criteria. So I'm just going to read off the header. And if anybody has a question or a comment about it, we'll stop and talk about it. How about that?
All right.
All right, so aesthetics, cultural, natural values, conformity with ordinances and plans, erosion, financial burden on the town, financial and technical ability, flooding, freshwater wetlands, groundwater, municipal solid waste disposal, municipal public water supply, neighborhood compatibility, pollution, river, stream, or brook, sewage disposal, stormwater, sufficient water, and traffic.
Traffic's probably be the one.
Correct.
Traffic and or parking, I just kind of come under the same heading.
Correct. So, Mr. Crimmins, while I look for my application, would you explain the parking situation for us, please?
Up front is state parking.
Yep.
Route 25 parking, whatever the distance from the center of the road is. I know the mill owners and us were planning on striping it at an angle like it's supposed to be, I think, to maximize how the DOT wants the parking to be up front. Building's very small, as you guys saw Saturday, and new already. So inside, we're gonna have maybe 10 seats. It's not intended to be a restaurant you eat at. So employee parking will be out back at the mill, and the delivery car parking would be out back at the mill. They've already verbally, I don't have that in writing, but they verbally said a couple employees in the delivery car can park somewhere on the mill property agreed upon. People picking up their pizza out front or across the street at the public parking lot. Right, that was, yeah, that's where we're at, I think.
Have you had DOT come and look?
The Saco River Corridor Commission did, and they've got in their approval, I didn't get everything printed off here, but,
The Saco River is on the table.
yeah, but they had a whole list of what they approved and what
DOT.
happened that goes along with that.
This stuff?
No, there's more than that. And I got some of it printed, but not all. But the state was there, Saco River, and I can read it, pass it around, but basically what he's saying, as requested in this memorandum, is to provide clarity and status permitted state main right-of-way along federal roads segment. Adjacent to the properties addressed as 1428 Federal Road. Federal Road in this area is classified rural minor arterial is maintained by the state of Maine. Right-of-way within this segment, state right-of-way extends approximately 31 to 30 roadway center line with minor variations. Appropriate limits are shown in a reference attachment. A visible point of reference is the corner of the concrete walkway. Based on a review of this segment of Federal Road, the parking spaces located in front of the property addressed as 1428 Federal Road are still all or in part of the state right-of-way. Areas within the state right-of-way are public. Parking spaces within this area may not be designated for exclusive use or controlled by signage or markings implying private ownership. Where parking occurs when the state right-of-way is intended to remain open to the general public. This clarification is provided to assist the town and adjacent property owners in understanding jurisdiction and appropriate use of this section of Federal Road. Questions regarding specific conditions may be directed to the Maine DOT, and they also did a map with this. But yes, if you go to where it says this application here, it's about 100 pages of stuff
Believe it.
with that was part of their application and approval. And it answers some of the questions that are in your letter sent also. And if you go and print that off or review that, that will answer. I couldn't get it all printed off. Well, there's a drawing, it just did it to me before. And I've got to play with it, but there's a drawing that's a large drawing. And when I tried to shrink that, my computer refused to, my printer refused to do anything after, so I've got to spend some time or a sledgehammer.
To clarify, so I know that there is no designated parking for the road. I'm aware, it's public parking, much like the cannabis store, and I guess the
Everybody.
old Chinese restaurant and
Yeah.
the old Sugar and Spice,
Yeah.
that's all state parking, so we know that. I mean, it's similar, but we're focusing on to go, pick up. So it's pull up, if you gotta park up the road, so be it, to get your pizza. But yeah, we know we can't say park,
If
parking
you have
for us only.
seats, how many cars are you gonna have anyway? And with the
Yeah,
parking,
two
that's
to four at a given time for maybe a few minutes mostly. It's similar to a cannabis shop. Pull up, go in, grab your pizza, take off. That's the business model we're going for this place because the footprint of the building is so small. It doesn't lend itself to a place to really sit down and, if you want to grab your slice at lunch and sit there and eat it, fine, but we're not really, yeah.
You said you were going to paint the lines to be diagonal. Is that something that you had planned with the DOT? Have you
No.
contacted them about what you're going to do
Maybe
with
the
them?
mill might have that.
Crosswalk.
I
Almost.
might have spoken out of turn there. Scott explained it to me, like, that
It's a state road, it's just-
there's some plan to paint there,
Right.
have it.
I mean, just people kind of barrel.
Maybe
Imagine,
it does this, I don't actually know, maybe.
imagine that has to,
They're gonna say, well, it's.
well, it's a DOT,
Approved,
it's a DOT road,
yep,
DOT parking.
so they want to paint it.
Well, I don't know,
Have to do it.
You would-
Business.
not necessarily, because if you do a driveway on a DOT road, for example, they don't pay for the driveway,
Okay,
right? But you need to get the approval from DOT to be able to do a driveway onto a DOT road.
okay.
So parking off of a DOT road is probably very similar. And since it's really old parking, and we had questions about that during the site plan, I would recommend to get DOT involved in what might need to happen with that space, if it's still appropriate for parking at all, to get essentially their approval.
Okay.
That's actually,
I'm not painting it. I'll throw that out there. It was just, they were like, this is gonna get painted striped up.
I'd like to add to that also is, I believe they won't let you back out onto the highway. You're gonna have to.
It's gonna have to be parallel spots, okay? You know, it would be kind of like.
let you, but you're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, they
Side parking
do.
spots.
I went through this on a building in Cornish that I own. You can't
Yeah,
back out.
Okay.
That one, terrible.
it's a no-no.
I don't think they've changed that rule.
People do what they want.
What are your guys' thoughts on the parking that we saw at that building last weekend?
That's big.
And like, not just that parking, but there's bigger questions about parking in the other spot.
So I have a question about the mill parking, and forgive me, I haven't looked through the lease or whatever the agreement is. Do you have a clause in there that makes sure that you have parking allowed on the mill property?
We'll add it. Let's
We'll add
add
it.
that.
Okay.
If that's a contingency, that's fine.
Yeah, just,
Like I said, yeah, this right now, that's just a Scott and I.
Right.
Handshake agreement, but yeah, we.
yeah, just to make sure it's in writing so that,
So that it can happen without anybody changing
Right.
the rules midway.
Yeah,
Well, there should be
and when you do have that updated, could you send us a copy of that, please?
availability. You cannot exit the right of way on around the curve. Come in that way. Well,
we can go out by the bakery.
Right.
That's a terrible corner.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
You gotta draw us up another list for this one. for the
Right.
conditions.
What are your hours again or planned hours?
To be determined.
Okay.
You know, kitchen until 9, at least on busy nights. We do kind of want to, yeah. Probably 5 days to start. And
Okay.
If it lends itself to 7, we'll cross that bridge.
Right.
Lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
11:30 open.
Norm, I can't think off the top of my head. Is there anything in the ordinance requiring certain hours in that district? No?
But they use it to check, make sure you make all like safety codes and stuff.
Right. If it's after dark, they'd have lighting. If it goes into after dark, do they need lighting out there and such? So people walking in and out can see, or I don't know how that works. Is there something about it, or? Yes, I don't know. Just a question, I don't know. I just.
We're not going speakeasy vibe or,
Right.
we want people to find it.
Norm, how is amount of occupancy determined? Is that a fire marshal that determines the amount of people who can safely be in a building?
Well, all those buildings like that, I have to do a occupancy classification and find out how many those buildings will hold as far as the access and stuff like this.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have to do that determination on his as well as I do on a church.
Very good.
So another question I had, because you are adding the deck, the impervious surface area for the lot coverage. Because that was a big thing when I was in Cornish Village District. So it's up to 60% of the lot.
Okay.
And I can't remember how to calculate it properly. What's the size of the lot? 0.10 acres, so you could have up to 0.6 acres coverage. So an impervious includes pavement and
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
of course. So yeah, so that's something you need to keep in mind.
Okay. If that deck is it does not need to happen if that's a deal breaker for sure.
Yeah.
It could shrink, it could.
Right. I mean, looking at the plan, just eyeballing it, it looks like you're fine. It's just
Yeah.
one of those things that the CEO will have to
Right.
measure
Okay,
and determine how close you are to that 60%,
Okay.
because that is in the ordinance, that is one of the guidelines we need to follow. Anything else, guys?
Appropriate signage would be,
It's gonna be in the window,
pardon?
windows.
Yeah, that would be
That
one-
was
one way.
pretty much what all you can do there. You can't have signage up close to the road. I think that's what we determined, wasn't it?
yeah.
The window
That
signage.
existing one, we weren't
Yeah.
even planning on
Right.
using that anyways. It only faces one way. It's like oriented towards the village.
They won't be able to access the back of the building from the mill as a customer. Is that correct?
For that right now.
So they gotta walk around, they park back there, they gotta walk around on the side.
The employees will be able to go up in between the Stanley and this building. Yeah, where that fire escape that they're gonna be putting on, there's that,
Area
up through there, yeah.
That actually brings up a good point. So food and beverage, so are you planning at all to try to get a liquor license?
Not at this time.
Okay. Because that would entail other issues, other permitting, because you need to have certain fencing and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right. Anything else that we need to discuss?
One item here is the septic system. And I read a lot of this Saga River Corridor thing in letters of people concerned there. And I believe they're getting Gardner or somebody, I think he mentioned on the septic system.
Yeah, Ken's already designed a new one.
Okay, so there's a new one going in?
Yeah.
We have to, the existing one is designed for 2 people for an office building.
Okay.
So now the system can design.
All right,
for-
because that was one of the things some of the people, I'm just going through this, the concerns of when the Saco River thing was
I
going
don't
on.
think it had been public yet that we were replacing the septic, because
Right.
that was a concern of mine. I mean, the existing septic could not do that, which we, so, yeah, grease trap, whole
The
system.
one that takes away that concern.
Yeah, we're planning on doing that in about 2 weeks.
And there's other things, we should, somebody other than me should,
Okay.
some of that too, on the concerns there. I think most of them were addressed that day. I don't know
I definitely
if they did everything or not.
think so. We don't need to.
I know that
The village is open till.
between the Stanley Building and the mill, and
Right.
everything,
Um,
it's very vital. Your business.
Be a condition.
It's right there.
as well.
This should be a condition.
One of the reasons he didn't hook up to that other septic system is because he wants to maintain enough area to keep his
Open and have it done.
septic
Yeah, it has
system
to be.
viable.
Right.
So,
Who are we referring to?
Scott Mount.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of problems back there with septic systems.
I mean,
Delicate area.
They used to dump right in the river.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Or table it till we get some more information on them, either or.
Right.
Put 'em all.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome.
This is one.
This is what I can get permits, but it's, like I said, a lot more. There's one document there, is
Right,
Now they're saying.
the end of that.
right.
Like there's a copy of a lease agreement, a blank agreement
That was the original.
to have.
It got changed. But they did get changed, so they're not really hiding it, I guess.
Right. Um, right.
They get along with them, move the whole anyway out of that place and together.
All right.
Sorry.
Liquor store, and that's supposed to be ready.
All them conditions.
Add letters in it, circular traffic design and parking is, there's nothing here
But he's got a lot of freaking
on the road. Lots of things. Those things that they want,
lot.
They won't.
make sense in my mind.
So how do we feel about the criteria for review and approval of site plans? Do we feel that all the criteria have been met? Do we feel that they've been met if we incur conditions?
I think if we had all those conditions you got wrote here, it would meet it. But without those conditions, not so much. So,
Is it required that the planning board receive a copy of the septic plans, or is that only your
I
wheelhouse?
believe we
Yes,
have it
we-
right here.
We have them?
Can I take a look at them?
Pass that down to them gentlemen.
Don't open the cover sheet.
Don't open the cover sheet. Mess it all up, right? Get it all out of proportion.
You manhole cover. Down there and pump out once more.
Buildings right there.
That's the bill.
In the,
And it was in the actual, the application as well,
oh, very good.
as part of everything that we did receive.
In Ken Gardner's septic plan, he says that you need to confirm the lot line, and it shows that the leach field extends beyond the building 17.5 feet diagonally from the corner to the far edge. Has anybody confirmed that that'll fit on the lot? Because I know that there's that little concrete knee wall. That's right there. Is that the lot line?
Yeah.
Have you confirmed that the leach field is within that parameter?
Which one are you looking at, Dan?
I'm just looking at Ken Gardner's drawings, the distances from the EIP.
Permit.
Okay,
Yeah, the septic permit. He says to confirm the lot line. He estimates that it's 14 feet
okay.
from the edge of the leach field to the lot line, but I'd be very surprised if that 14 feet exists.
Right.
It looks to me like about 8 feet exist between building to building, maybe 10.
So one of the things I had written down that I really feel needs to be done before business opens is that septic system gets installed.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know if that plays into what you're thinking, Dave.
Yeah, it was just a question, because Ken Gardner's great, I've worked with him a lot, but he just says confirm lot line on there, and he has 14 feet from the edge of the leach field to where
Says it
he,
right here too.
yeah, where he assumes that is. And I don't know if anybody's measured, have you measured it?
No, me
Yeah.
personally, no.
I'd just be surprised if there is 14 feet there.
I have cell service, I could check with Scott. And Scott would be the one to.
Right. In the end, though, this is still Norm's wheelhouse to confirm that the plans fit code and that they're all up to snuff. I was just confirming the question, essentially, you know.
Good question.
So, Norm, I trust Norm's ability to make that good.
So for conditions so far, I have making sure that the parking on the mill property is added to the lease and that the planning board receive a copy. Making sure that the maximum impervious area is 60% and the septic's installed before opening. Is there anything else that you guys would like to put as a condition?
Free pizzas for the planning board.
No, we can't do that, Roger.
Just kidding.
Anything? Anything at all?
Just that it meets all codes and stuff that need to be, you know, from what
Did
Norm
you,
has
did
to
you
say.
did you have anything else that they need to do or that needs to be met?
No, I just would be doing my regular thing, is the life safety code and fire extinguishers and exits and all that stuff.
Ingress, egress, all that, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Rear of the building.
Right. Question, guys?
Is this subject to question, what Dan was saying?
Not really. Basically up to Norm to follow up on in the future.
What's that?
Do we trust the plumber?
And then just for your reference or whoever's doing the work, it would be smart, be in your interest to measure from the ERP where the expected leach field is supposed to be and confirm that you actually have the space for it.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm bringing it up is because Ken put confirmed lot line. So
Yeah.
he was unaware of exactly where that might fall into it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So.
I know if that ends up being a hiccup, he has that whole system coming out of the back of the building. Right now, it comes out of the side. So there is sufficient area to like modify it if we had to, if setbacks became an issue or something. I guess we would do a new plumbing plan and come out the side kind of where it is now instead of move it right now. We're planning on moving it to the back of the building.
Not sure, is it a setback issue with leach fields, Norm? Is a leach field a setback issue?
Sometimes depends on variances, issue to it.
Also, it's the lot line.
Variance go down, footage setback, is not far enough beyond my authority, that's go to the state for approval.
Weak septic because it's in an old foundation.
Yeah, short and long, but
Yeah.
it should work. Just, I would hate for you guys to dig up a bunch of stuff, spend all this money on digging it up, and not actually be able to put plans in, and then Norm come by and say, this isn't what the plans are, what do you do? You know, so.
Have to look at the tables and find out if they meet the requirements of the tables.
It's most likely been backfilled. Retaining wall.
Should this be a condition?
Yeah, it should be, but I mean, pretty much said that's where it would be, but put it as a condition, yeah.
So you did already say that deliveries would be on the mill property, but would like to make that as a condition, just to ensure that they are all deliveries.
there, you
Yeah,
mean?
The employee parking and deliveries.
Yeah.
Delivery vehicle, yeah,
Yeah.
that both in the.
on the mill property, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, anybody, any questions, any comments, anything?
We beat that horse.
All right. Motion to approve with the conditions that I've already listed out. Do you want me to list them out again?
How about I just make a motion to approve and then you can list them.
All right, there you go.
I make a motion, we approve with these conditions.
That the parking is on the mill property, be added to the lease, and the planning board receive a copy. That the maximum impervious area is 60% and does not go above it. The septic is installed before the restaurant opens, and that all employee and delivery vehicles are parked on the mill property. Anything else? Second?
Do I have a second?
All in favor? Yeah. We'll get you your letter.
Much, planning board.
Welcome. We'll get you your approval. Good luck.
Don't thank us yet, we got a long road.
We can get these done.
He's hard to get
I'll
by.
give that to Mr. Ford.
Thank you very much.
And these are for you.
Thank you guys. I was gonna ask.
Yep.
I think so. You're just.
All right, so
Get it.
new business, planning board budget discussion. So I was late. I completely forgot about the meeting, but I went to the budget committee meeting on Monday. And they are very nice. They were very hospitable. And they wanted to make sure that, I don't think the planning board has actually ever been before the budget committee before. So they wanted to make sure that we understood what our budget was and if we had any additional funding we needed, that we submitted it. And we have till, I think it's August 3rd to submit any additional requests for our budget. With the board's permission, I have asked to go to the select board workshop tomorrow night to ask them a couple questions. Right off the bat, we know we need $1,000 for the SMPDC training after the September election. They said they could do it in October. And if we want their help with the housing legislation rules coming down from the state, that's another $7,000 that we need added to our budget. And that's $7,000 upfront, knowing that they're, and more than likely get approved to offset that cost. But we need to have the budget available to expend that money first. There are a couple of things that I need to talk to the clerk about, because I don't think they belong in our budget from last year. But is there anything else that the board thinks of or knows that we need to plan for this coming year?
I don't think so. I
I
know.
don't know.
And jump
The
truck,
training was the big one.
right?
Right.
Could do some.
As always, we'll try to get a payroll increase specifically for the secretary, because we know
Exactly.
how much work the secretary does. So yeah, you guys are, I would say you're more than welcome to come because it's a public meeting.
Desiree, how much did we use in lawyer fees this year?
So that's the question I have, Jim, is according to this, it's 750. I would say we only spent $750, but we have 3 line items in here that are tagged. 2 are tagged as ZBA and 1 is just cannabis legal support. So I don't believe the 4,500 or 4,600 belongs to us since it's tagged as ZBA. And then the cannabis legal support, I'm not sure exactly what that bill is, so I want to find out, is that truly ours or does that belong to the ZBA as well?
For the town lawyer.
For the town lawyer, so.
Thanks, Norm.
So I would say we use 750, but according to this, we were closer to 2, 5, 6, 7, we were closer to 8 if those are our expenses.
All right, so the second question, do you think you could have used some lawyer support?
Few times.
It shouldn't be a cost prohibitive thing to get a straight answer.
Correct. Yeah. I definitely don't think we needed $7,000 worth of legal expenses.
Right.
Can't be all
No.
No, I don't think so.
ZBA.
I think, Jim, the hard part is that the planning board budget is lumped together under one item. So it's an $8,000 budget to get us through the year for everything. So whether we spend that $8,000 on legal fees or we spend it on advertisements, there's no earmark for anything specific.
Well, they grilled me pretty bad, and they got me on the floor and said, well, it's up to the planning board to put through this application for the grant.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
I contend that there's no place on our
Purview.
bylaws or anything that mentions anything about us being a cost center for raising money.
Right.
I would be looking for someone that supposedly does grants, and they keep talking about hiring somebody to do that. Unless somebody here is qualified to write a grant and put it together, then I would suggest you didn't make a precedent out of it. That's mostly on a parting note.
Right.
This is a town board and it's appropriated by the town, for the town,
It should be
by
done.
volunteers mostly. And the burden of writing grants and going through all that should not be put upon that. I think we do a lot of extra Saturdays and Sundays without. That's my opinion.
Nothing to put upon to do that.
If you wish to follow it through and do with it, then I guess that would be fine.
I think it'd be great to have a workshop about grants.
SMPDC is good about getting grants.
Yeah.
They'll get you a grant.
Who's that?
Southern Maine,
Municipal Association?
Southern Maine Planning and Development Commission, SMPDC.
I have a question. Are there any, so their cost, their bill to us is the 7,000?
69 and change, yeah.
Is there any other costs we would expect to accrue from that? Like, will we have any legal fees to have our town lawyer look at anything? Or is that supposed to be just, that's it?
So the other expenses would be, which, let me pull up the thingy from Jamal.
Usually when we need a lawyer, we have to ask the selectmen anyway, don't we?
Yes and no.
Seems that way.
So for the ordinance changes for the housing legislation ordinance, what they're anticipating is 57 hours, $10 general administration, and anticipated travel reimbursement. The 57 hours include their time to come to any public hearings or informational meetings that we need to have. So yes, there would be advertisements, because we would need to have a public informational meeting where the public, either or both, a public informational meeting and a public hearing to go over it. Depending on when it gets done, we either need to have a special town meeting or we add it to the warrant for the town meeting. I think he said in here, you say you can have it done. So he said anticipated timeline is 6 to 8 months. So if we don't get approval for this until town meeting, which is September, and then March, April, May. So we're looking at, at the furthest out, May of next year to have this completed. At that point, when it's done in May, have we had the public hearings, or do we still need to have public hearings? And at that point, do we just add it to the town meeting warrant? So yes, I would say definitely there would be more advertisements, but that would be about it.
And then specific public hearings about that particular thing?
Correct.
Cost, when we have our public hearings, is that just in a standard budget that we already have? Or would it be smart of us to add whatever that expected cost would be specifically involving SMPDC to the request?
Minus the legal fees that we incurred this year, if we kept just the $8,000 for the budget, I believe that would cover any advertisements or public hearing costs. And that $8,000 is, I believe, separate from what we have for payroll.
Yep.
Which is something I'm going to ask to make sure that I am understanding that correctly. I believe payroll is under wages, which is a separate line item, and then we have the operating budget. So no, I don't think we need to add anything to the budget. Again, I think we go back to what Jim was saying, if we foresee this year incurring more legal fees, that's where we would need to beef up the budget.
Agreed.
But are you clear that that 8,000 is just for our budget?
That's what I need to confirm tomorrow. Again,
I mean, 8,000,
I think 8,000 is just an operating budget without the added training and the ordinance changes. I think that's sufficient to cover us for the year.
That's just what it costs for us to do what we're doing.
Right, and honest, this is something else that I need to confirm with them, so they have the planning board ads in here. If they're ads pertaining to applicants, there's a revenue account that would basically wash those advertisements, because the applicant's paying
Pay
for
that.
those.
Right.
So again, we might have $1,000 worth of ads this year, but we brought in $700 worth of advertisement money from the applicant, so we really only expended $300 out of our budget.
if I remember correctly, I think that grant was only good for $5,000.
Okay,
So even at that,
well, we're gonna ask for the full 7,000 up front for a grant, whether it's 7 or more, or 7 or less, we're covered up front.
it would have to be, and it's going to have to be paid before I should.
Right. So yeah, unfortunately, so the deadline, I'm looking at the wrong month, hold on. The deadline for submitting the budget is the 3rd, and we don't have the workshop till the 5th. So again, with the board's blessing, I will meet with the selectmen and put together a proposed budget for what we need for the coming year.
Yeah.
So we're not having a workshop for the fifth?
Well, no, the deadline is before the workshop.
So we can't work,
The deadline is Monday.
so she needs to go and propose something to him tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, the deadline's not next
Right,
Monday, it's just
right.
the Monday before our workshop meeting.
Right. Sooner something gets done, you won't be left with nothing. I don't know, I say do your due diligence, talk
Right.
to them and do what you gotta do.
You're gonna let me go and talk to them?
I will.
All right, thank you.
You have my blessing.
I appreciate it. But again, is there, besides the training and the ordinance changes, is there anything else anybody anticipates for next year?
New hat for hobby.
As a send off?
Yeah.
All right. So that kind of ties into the SMPDC discussion. Again, after I meet with the selectmen tomorrow, making sure that we get a contract ready to sign and send to Jamel, at SMPDC, so we can,
Yeah, on the agenda or whatever.
right, we can make sure
Schedule.
that, we can make sure we're on his timeline.
Sounds like a plan.
Anything else before I move on? Good to go. Schedule a workshop for Wednesday, August 5th, 2026.
August 5th?
August 5th. Motion to have a workshop or motion to not have a workshop?
I have a motion to have a workshop.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Now, how many of us are going to be here on the 5th? 1, 2, 3, 4?
I'll be there.
All right, good. If you don't show up, I'm going to be very upset. All right, public questions not pertaining to the applications? Anything? Anything? No? No?
A bunch of smiling faces, we like that. Yeah. You're like me, you need a life. Yeah, I hear you.
All right, motion to adjourn, 7 o'clock.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Holy cow.
Tag the video for us. Get out of here.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you guys for coming.
I,
The video's on.
Yeah, no.